Hi guys, welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing another edition of my mini-series, How to Get Excited For, where in tonight's video I won't be telling you how to get excited for a particular film or TV show coming out, but instead I'll be giving you my recommendations and advice on how to get excited for the upcoming holiday, one of my personal favorites, Halloween, just a few days around the corner. There are a couple of personal favorite horror films of mine that I always enjoy watching around this time of year. Granted, I always enjoy watching them any time of the year, but it's extra special and it feels extra nice to watch them during Halloween time, and I have them right here. So with that, I'd like to present to you the EdWord's top 5 favorite horror films to watch during Halloween. So, starting with movie number 5. We're going to start with 5 being the lowest, 1 being the highest. Number 5 here. Starting with, so of course, if you're like me, you love supernatural films, you love supernatural horror, monster flicks, stuff like that. And when it comes to monster movies, who is better than giving us a fun, exciting, scary monster movie than Universal Studios? So for one of my choices, I would recommend one of my personal favorite Universal monsters, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, from 1955, featuring the one and only Gilman, of course. Love this movie. And when I saw it for the first time when I was 9 or 10 years old, it legitimately scared the hell out of me. It was terrifying. And I watched it on a Saturday morning while eating breakfast with my family or with my dad and brother. And my brother and I were just terrified of it. It was scary as hell. And of course, years later, it ended up becoming one of my favorite Universal monsters and one of my favorite monster movies. So, of course, if you want to watch something fun on Halloween night, by the way, all the movies I'm about to recommend, I say you can watch them on or during, right before or during Halloween night as you wait for trick-or-treaters. If you're not going to any parties or in any scary mazes, I recommend any of these films for a watch on Halloween night. And of course, Creature from the Black Lagoon is one of them in my top 5 here. So highly recommended. You can probably watch it on Hulu or Amazon. Netflix has it on DVD. I don't think it's on streaming. Or you can just buy it on DVD and Blu-ray as well. So that's number 5, and here's number 4. Number 4 is a recent discovery for me, meaning it's the first time it was like a year ago was the first time I actually saw the movie, and I fell in love with it. In fact, I'm going to watch it in a few minutes while I upload this video. I absolutely loved it. I can't believe it took me so long to watch it, but I finally rented it from Netflix a year ago, and I bought it recently, and I'm going to watch it again. Trick or Treat, starring Brian Cox and Anna Paquin and several other stars. This is from 2007 from writer-director Michael Dougherty, who recently did Krampus from last year, another great holiday horror flick. Trick or Treat is so much fun. This is like one of the perfect Halloween movies. This is a great one to watch on or during Halloween night. This is so much fun. It's fun, it's funny, it's scary, and it's really interesting, and it's really gripping. It reels you in, and it's a great interconnected story. Basically, a bunch of interconnected stories happen on Halloween night, and Sam here always appears in them at one point in time or another. I won't go into specifics for those of you who haven't seen it yet. But this is a great Halloween film, highly recommended, and of course I've got him right here on my shirt. That's Sam, this guy. So, highly recommended. This is a fun, amazing Halloween film, great horror film overall. For those of you who are horror film lovers like myself, I highly recommend you add this to your DVD or Blu-ray collection. So that's number 4. Number 3, this is a really fun watch. It's enjoyable. It's kind of like one of those guilty pleasure type movies where you know it's actually not that good, but it's good enough to enjoy it. I remember my mom rented it for me years and years ago when it first came out, and it was a bit scary at first, but I really enjoyed it. It became one of my all-time favorite creature features. That's a subgenre of horror, is a creature feature. A perfect example like this is Gremlins or Tremors or Critters. In this case, I'd like to present to you Slither, from writer-director James Gunn, who of course more recently has done Guardians of the Galaxy and the upcoming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. This was one of his first movies from back in the day. This is from 2006. I remember when it first came out, and I got it. I rented it on DVD a few months after it came out, and I really, really liked it. And now it's one of my favorite horror creature feature films. It's goofy, it's scary, it's nasty as hell, like really, really gross, icky stuff. I mean, look, this chick is surrounded by a ton of red, gooey, creepy worms, and there's a lot of them in the movie. So if you're not a bug person or if you're squeamish in general, you know, I wouldn't recommend watching a movie called Slither, because the title alone should tell you what kind of movie this is. So highly recommended. One of my favorite creature features. A good one to watch before or on Halloween night. So, of course, moving on to movie number 2, I just covered the creature feature genre, and now onto the slasher genre. Of course, a lot of people love watching the original Halloween from 1978 on Halloween night, or perhaps another favorite slasher flick of theirs, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare Before Christmas. Before Christmas, I'm sorry. A Nightmare on Elm Street is what I meant to say. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My personal favorite slasher flick of all time, and I absolutely love it. And it's like my favorite Wes Craven film, Scream, from 1996. 20 years old it's going to be this year. Can you believe that? We're all so old. This is a fantastic watch for Halloween. In fact, I've been reading a lot of articles lately online saying this is a perfect scary movie to watch Halloween time, on Halloween night, and it is so much fun. Even though you know who the killer is and what is going to happen, you've seen it so many times, it's still a hell of a watch, and it's a lot of fun. It's thrilling, scary, sexy. There's great character chemistry. It'll make you nostalgic for the 90s. Scream is a great watch. Highly recommended. My favorite slasher flick. And the TV series on MTV is very, very good as well. I also recommend watching that. And of course, last but not least, the number one film to watch during Halloween time or on Halloween night itself is Shaun of the Dead, my all-time favorite film. Well, one of my all-time favorite films. This would have to be number 2. Number 1 being Jurassic Park. This is my all-time favorite film. And of course, you can watch it during any time of the year, but it's especially enjoyable during a time like Halloween. It's funny, it's scary, it's emotional, mostly very funny, quite hysterical. It's got everything you could want. Zombie action, funny characters, some romance, some drama. It's perfect. I absolutely adore this film, and I remember when it first came out years and years ago, it feels like. We rented it on Halloween night, I believe. We rented it, and my family and I watched it. We just fell in love with it. It is so damn funny and so damn good. So I highly recommend Shaun of the Dead to watch on Halloween night or just during the week of Halloween itself. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on the EdWord for another edition of How to Get Excited For. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to plug in Trick or Treat and start watching that in a few minutes. If you have your own suggestions or recommendations or advice on how to get excited for Halloween or your own personal favorite horror films, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear suggestions and any offers you guys have on how to get excited for Halloween, or what some of your favorite horror film or Halloween films are, movies to watch during this time of the year. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Have a wonderful, happy Halloween, everybody. I hope you all have a safe and wonderful holiday. Get lots of good candy, go to scary mazes, go to pumpkin patches, go to some great parties, wear some awesome costumes. Have a wonderful, safe holiday. Happy Halloween from the EdWord, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.